So we'll get started. We do have a quorum. It is 8:02. And I'm gonna pass off to John at 8:20 to 8:25 because I have a Zoom call with a practitioner. I have a deaf student, so I have to take this Zoom call with her in Boston. Anyway, so good morning. This is the Stockbridge Bowl Stewardship Committee meeting on Friday, April 16th. Welcome. Let's see. Charlie has offered to take the minutes, which I appreciate. We were going to review and approve several sets of minutes, and I think the proper way is we have to do one at a time. Is that true?
I think that's a good way to do it.
Okay, so let's start with 7/1/20, please. And is there any changes, edits?
I make a motion that we approve those minutes as they're written.
And who second? And John seconded it. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 2, 9/2/20. Any corrections, or can we accept them? We have a motion to accept the minutes.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes from September 2nd, 2020 as written.
Great. And John, you seconded it. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. 12/4/20. Can we have a motion to accept the minutes?
I make a motion to accept the minutes from December the 4th, 2020 as written.
Great. Thank you. And second, John. And all in favor?
Aye.
Cool. So we're getting there. 2/5/21. I don't know why that made. Can we have a motion to accept the minutes?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes from February the 5th, 2021 as written.
Thank you. And a second, John. And all in favor?
Aye.
And last, 4/2/21. Can we have a motion to accept the minutes?
I make a motion to accept the minutes from April the 2nd, 2021 as written.
Great. Thank you, Charlie. And John seconded it. And all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And at this point, who sends them to Terry or Teresa? Do I or do you, Charlie?
I'll leave it up to you. Which would you prefer?
I don't think that. Do you mind, Charlie?
No, I'll do it.
Okay. Okay. And Jim, do you want to go first because you might have to go to work?
I really don't have much to add today.
You don't.
Other than what I spoke about last time. It's just I'm looking forward to seeing how town meeting turns out with the short-term bylaw and just continuing the conversation on possible opportunities for future sewer expansions. I spoke before about, this big chunk of Lake Drive where we have some septic systems that don't function that well. We have a recent one that just failed. It's just a reminder that, long term, it's an opportunity to look at that and to not just focus on Lake Drive. There are some other spots, and Mike can talk about that. We have some challenging soils around the bowl with respect to septic systems, and I'm just looking forward to helping out in any way I can to move that along if possible. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Jim. Mike B., do you want to speak? Because we haven't heard from you in a while. Is there any updates?
To reflect on what Jim just said, and John at our last meeting, there is some interest in hooking up to the Lake Drive area, hooking up to town sewer, which they can. We have the capacity at the plant, and the only thing is the town right now won't be funding it. Let's put it that way. Due to the fact that our main focus right now is replacing a really old sewer pump station down near Park Street, which is right around $750,000, which is going to be done through sewer surplus. It's not going to be on the tax rate, and the current payments that the town taxpayers make for water and sewer projects is right around $600,000 a year. So the water plant that I'm sitting in right now is almost paid off. The sewer, believe it or not, the sewer expansion that we did up around the lake is almost 20 years old. It's a 20-year note from state revolving fund, which will be paid off in 2 or 3 years. So we're going to have some funds, some big payments, we're not going to be making anymore. Sewer, when the debt service is paid off for the sewer expansion from 20 years ago, that's going to roll into the sewer pump station payment as well. So the finance committee, some of the finance members have let's say an issue with how much money that the town has forks out every year for loan payments, but we're trying to do as much as we can through surplus, and we're not monstrous systems where we make millions of dollars a year. We try to net, anywhere from 100 to 150,000 a year over and above regenerating our budget. So in the industry, in the utility world, 100 and something thousand dollars a year is really a drop in the bucket. So that being said, quite a few streets in the past have come forward and said, there's 10 of us, we want to expand the sewer. The town says, no problem, you guys just have to fund it, and the customers pony up the money and they have it installed, and after a year's time, the town will take over if they want to relinquish the ownership to the town. The town meeting floor, I think, is going to see some votes on that stuff this coming town meeting to take over ownership of certain sewer mains. So that's that piece. As far as the lake and testing, I just sent up to Ray and Mike Canales, Ray Ellsworth, our town accountant, the annual contract for our sonde for testing the lake. And I just got the sonde back the other day. It's all calibrated. The factory went through the whole thing to get us ready for this testing season. And I just have to talk to Mark. He's, we use his boat, and it's an inboard outboard boat. So, the cold weather can cause some issues if once we get it in the water, the engine stays full of water all the time. So if we get cold snaps, he doesn't have a garage to put it in. So we have to, we're hoping to get up there this month, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I mean, the ice just came off, but it'll be close to the end of this month or the first part of May. So that's where we are with the testing.
And Mike, does once you start in April or the beginning of May, does it happen every month?
Yes.
Okay.
And we will definitely be up there after big weather events to see if there's any changes, especially later in the year when we get that stratification and we know where that thermocline is, and we want to keep an eye on that lower level of water coming up and mixing. So yep, that's the schedule every month, once a month at a minimum.
Okay. Any questions for Mike?
Yeah, I have a question for Mike. Mike, I've got a septic system. So I don't know how this works and everything like that. Would you say that in the long run, that let's say the town provides sewer to a neighborhood, the neighborhood ponies up, as you said, to start with, and then the town takes it over at some later date. Would you say that in the long run, the sewer extension becomes a wash financially for the town, or is it a moneymaker or a money loser?
I would say, for us to expand sewer, And if we're gonna run a mile of sewer and only get 2 houses, it's not very cost prohibitive, but because those customers are, it's gonna take a long time to pay that back. But the big thing is to get more people on the sewer, and obviously the health of the you know, the environment. But our rates are pretty low. We don't charge a ton of money for our rates compared to other towns. So, but we fund our budgets and our surplus very well through those rates. But yeah, I mean, it's sewer and water to put in the roads is so expensive for the towns, being out in blacktop roads and you know, I'll give you an example. Church Street is 3,300 to 3,200 feet. And to put that water main down Church Street was $750,000. So it was $240 a foot. But like when you talk with Lake Drive, the putting in force main sewer, you're just putting in 1.5 inch plastic pipe. The people put the grinder pumps in, and it's not a really huge cost. I mean, about $10,000 per person, it seems to kind of work out to be. And you want to put a septic system in, you're probably looking at a minimum of 20 nowadays, especially if you're in a wet area. Yeah, right.
Higher, I think.
Yeah, if you're in a wet area and you're gonna put a raised system in, I mean, you're probably 20 and 25, 30. I mean, Jim would know more than me. We don't see a lot of the septic work and the costs that people pay, but it's a big money saver for the customer and the person that's gonna put it in, for sure.
Hey, Buff,
Yeah,
it's Gary. If you need a boat and you can't, that other boat doesn't work, I keep mine in the backyard. Just need a day or two notice. That's all.
okay, that's great. Thank you, Gary.
Great. All right.
Mike, I had one question for you, and I'll yield the floor. I don't want to take hostage this Stockbridge Bowl stewardship meeting. So I currently have a couple failed systems recently on Lake Drive and they're down closer to the bowl. Are you saying there's an opportunity that those people could connect to sewer up at the main road? Or because one of the crossroads we're in right now is the housing market's really hot right now. There's a lot of properties being sold. But then we're seeing substandard septic systems, and the Title V code will typically grant someone 2 years to upgrade a new septic. It'd be helpful to know like what we could do with some of these owners, because there are property transactions happening, and I don't like to delay an upgrade of a septic system because of the water quality issues of the bowl.
Sure.
So is there an opportunity to stay this for a period of time to see if they can connect? Because I hate to see a missed opportunity where certain houses could connect to further advance the cost of the layout of the pump system. But I have 2 right now that need to do a septic upgrade, and it'd be interesting to pick your brain on how to navigate these properties to see if there's an opportunity there. And that's all I have right now. It's really an open-ended question. You don't have to answer it today, but but they have to advance an upgraded septic system. And if there's an opportunity to hold off, at least maintain the failed system, pump it routinely until there's a time where they can connect, I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, so up our gravity sewer ends at DeSisto's first gate as you're heading towards Lenox. And it's an 8-inch sewer main that comes all the way down to the treatment plant. So anybody that abuts that, a lot of people have put sewer on. The people on the downhill side, like on Lake Drive side, have put grinder pumps in and connected to the sewer main, the gravity sewer main. And Lake Drive is obviously a private road. So if they wanted to get together and, 6, 8, or even 2 of them wanted to connect the town sewer, they would just have to get an engineering firm to draw up some kind of plan. It would have to get designed and spec to take on all the rest of the houses down in that area for future build out. And they could definitely come to the commission meeting and move forward for sure. any town road or any driveway or any property that abuts the town roads that have sewer mains on them. That's the beauty of these new grinder pumps and these pump systems, is that if they're downhill, I mean, gravity's not a problem. They can put the E1s in or whatever, and then they can hook in. It's just on their dollar, unfortunately. But as we said just a few minutes ago, it's very cost effective to hook the town sewer and not have a new septic system put in your backyard.
Charlie, would you like to share?
Yeah, first, I'd just like to comment on what Mike and Jim were talking about. I think that that's something that I would suggest, Nita, you're in the Lake Drive Association. Maybe you ought to talk to, maybe you guys ought to talk to that neighborhood and see if they want to broach that subject and bring it to the attention of maybe sewer and water.
Yes, thank you.
No, I think the Board of Health, I think Jim is right there. The idea here is looking forward in the future, we're going to have more and more and more of these situations developing, and it would be useful to protect the bowl to have something in place that could be easily extended. And from what I'm understanding, if I'm not misunderstanding this, Mike, once that was in place, it could probably be easily extended if that was necessary in that area and be cost effective.
Yeah, Anita was at our last meeting, Water and Sewer Commissioners meeting, and she asked the question, and I think she was gonna talk to her neighbors in that area. The only thing they have to contend with a little bit there is the Tennessee gas pipelines, but they just have to be involved and be notified on what their requirements are going to be for digging around those 3 gas mains. That's all. That'll be the only real big hurdle down there.
Well, Mike, we're just before the pipeline, and our house was hooked up to the sewer. I guess it was in 2002. I did pass this information on to Beth Nathan, and I will update her today. I'm sorry she or Michael aren't here. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so now just then to continue, I think Jim weighed in a little bit on some of the failures around the bowl. And I had sent out to a couple of people, there was an article in Science about the fact that it was recently discovered that one of the major causes of deaths of bald eagles and other large birds of prey were cyanobacterial toxins throughout the Southwest and the West. These were usually cyanobacteria that we don't have in the lake. So we don't have an immediate worry about that particularly. But it was something that caused the eagles to die. And they thought it was a major cause of this otherwise unexplained eagle death. So it's another aspect of the cyanobacterial blooms in the lake that we might consider in the future too as being important. As far as the Board of Health is concerned, otherwise, I think that, and Jim, you can confirm this, is that naturally I think everybody's aware that the coronavirus has not disappeared. It's still here, but we're getting a huge penetration of vaccinations in vulnerable people now, which I think is going to lead to a much more normalizing kind of behavior for people, so that the people that are protected with the vaccines don't have to worry, and the people that are much younger and don't have to be so concerned about it, or people that don't want to be concerned about it, are going to be able to be acting more normally, just like everybody else. So I'm looking forward to that. I think we're reaching the end of this tunnel that we've been in for the last year. So I'm looking forward to that. And once again, I want to thank everybody in town and the emergency management team that contributed to this, I think, a good response, a very good response to this over the year. I think we did a good job there, and it was a combined effort, and everybody pitched in. I was very happy to see that happen.
Thank you,
Before I
Charlie.
forget-
Any questions? Go ahead, Jim.
I was just going to remind people, I did forward to Dr. Kenny and Mike Canales. There's on May 27th at 9 a.m., the state DPH is going to be hosting an algae bloom webinar. And so once I get more information, I'll forward that to the full committee.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay, thank you. Gary, do you want to share?
Oh, just for a second, I want to introduce my new assistant harbor master. Sebi, 10 weeks old. Okay. We're getting going.
Gary, I need the name again for the record.
Sebi, S-C-B-I. Okay. We're going to be needing to hire a couple of people to work at the zebra mussel washing station. We've got a couple people that can't do it because of health problems, which is fine. So we're looking around if anyone knows anyone that would like to help out. I think we're paying about $14 an hour, and we're going to start on Memorial Day weekend and run through Columbus Day. Other than that, everything's as it was.
Thank you, Gary.
Hey.
John, any questions for Gary? John, do you have anything? We can't.
You're muted.
You're muting. You have to unmute if you can.
How about now?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I had a question for Gary. What are the qualifications for these helpers for the zebra mussel washdowns?
They have to be able to walk and chew gum at least. We would not. So mostly.
I was thinking for a summer job for my grandson.
We found that the younger kids don't do quite so well.
Okay.
But how old is he?
He's 19.
You know what? I'll keep it in mind because we've had really good luck with older, retired people, very reliable, and they don't have a lot of things happening, so we get the job done. But we're always looking for for somebody to help out.
Okay, just asking.
Okay.
Thank you.
And John, do you have anything you'd like to share?
I think Mike was right on. I think that we talked about the sewer expansion, and I think we should continue talking about that. And I don't think I have much to add. The only other thing that was worthwhile mentioning from the Sewer Water Commission, we took a walk. Mike, myself, Don Schneider, and we saw some of the Curtisville Bridge work that's being done. If any of you get a chance to see it, there's a big undertaking there, very big. You don't really appreciate how much work is going into that from the street. And, they're doing a terrific job moving these huge pipes that are going to be taking water and sewer and allowing the bridge work to be done at a later date. But I think this is an amazing project. You don't really appreciate how badly the bridge is failing, and how we are managing to get this done just before the thing collapses. Other than that, I think Mike said pretty much everything I have to say.
Great. Any questions for John? No. Okay. And from conservation, I guess I'll just echo what everyone else is saying. There's been a lot of projects that have come forth about, and there's sewer. It's about the sewer. So that's always been one of my, I know I talked with Mike Buffoni about a long time ago about extending the sewer. So I'm also in agreement. I don't really have anything else. Are there any questions or comments from either the guests or from the committee?
Jamie, it's Lori.
Hi, Lori. Did you have a
Hi.
question?
Yeah, no, just a clarification. Did this committee become a commission? There's a little confusion.
No, it's an idea, and that it would have to be on the town meeting as a warrant article, so it would have to be voted on. So
Right.
no, it's just an advisory committee right now.
Okay, that's what I thought. And just so you know, and that's why I thought maybe I missed something. When you go into the town, the agendas are showing you're listed now as a commission. And I didn't know I just wanted you to be aware.
Okay, and also I know that I'm not posted as chair, and I know I'd asked for that to be rectified, but thank you. We'll have
Okay.
to look into that.
You got it.
Anything else this morning? And I just want to also say I'm really appreciative of everyone showing up and your contributions, and I really, and your, and everyone's help. And even if sometimes I don't like to be corrected, it's okay. I learn. Anything else, guys? And Anita? If none, we can make a motion to close.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second,
Okay, and our next meeting is May 7th at 8 a.m. via Zoom. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
aye.